Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV. Hope you're all doing very well. Late stream on Friday evening. It's 10 o'clock here in the UK. And not a day, well, I was going to say not a day goes by, but what's actually happened is you've had a few days of no news stories. And then today, like London buses, 3 come along at once. We're not going to go into everything. My focus on this stream is going to be Kyle Walker. I might do another one tomorrow evening, catching up on all the news of what's been going on lately. But today, the focus is Kyle Walker. Now, there's been rumours this summer already that teams are interested in Kyle Walker. We heard the rumour a few weeks ago about Bayern Munich. We heard a rumour about Sheffield United, which was poo-poo, that Walker's far too good right now to go to Sheffield United. Walker can still win stuff. Why? Yes, I think he will end up at Sheffield United at some point in the future in his career and maybe finish his career at Sheffield United. But he's far too good right now to go to Sheffield United. So I discounted that immediately. Bayern Munich is a different kettle of fish. And the story is today that he's on his way, he's on his way, but there's a strong rumour that 15 million quid is all it's going to take to get Kyle Walker. I can't believe that. I'm not going to be buzzing today, guys. I'm not drinking a lot of coffee. It's going to be a bit more subdued, but look, Kyle Walker's 33. He's got time on his contract. Was it a year left? This talk that City might offer him a year plus a year. Bayern Munich might be looking at 2 or 3 years. That longevity might count for something. My opinion, I'm not so sure. Kyle Walker at City has won a stack of stuff. I'll go through his record in a few minutes. But I'm just looking at, 15 million pounds is peanuts. Peanuts. Look, if he was going and he was going for 40 million, I'd say fair enough. Well, you can argue he's got a year left in his contract. 30 million then, because of his age. I think that's reasonable. 15 is crazy. It really is. Ivan says, here we go again. Oh, dear. Top of the league. What are you saying, buddy? No panic required. What 50 million we will not get in a year's time. Team evolution we can do without his off-field stuff. Players will always come to the end, and sometimes the timing will not suit us. Kex says he's not going. Don't know about that. Seems minor is the buzzword today. Right. Here's the thing. 15. All right, let's go through various things. 15 million quid isn't enough for a player of Kyle Walker's stature. You can argue he's got a year left in his contract and we would be getting 0 in a year's time. I think we'd have offered him an extension in a year's time. But the issue for Kyle Walker is game time. Big game time. Okay? And he's, at the end of the season, he's not been getting any. Okay? And Pepper's called him out. And he said, didn't mean it in a bad way. But he said Walker can only play right back. That's it. That's the only place he can play. And Pep likes flexibility and versatility. Look at nearly all our other players. What can they do? John Stones, right back. I talked about this with Bernard yesterday. John Stones can play right back. He can play centre back. He can play alongside Rodri as a DM. Rico Lewis, he's played right back, left back, DM alongside Rodri. Akanji, he's played right back, left back, centre back. Okay? Ake, left back, centre back. Ruben Dias, either side, left or right centre back. Laporte can play left back or left centre back. Rodri himself plays DM or centre back. Even Edison could play midfield if you wanted. He's that good and that flexible. Walker doesn't do anything. Foden, left wing, right wing, attacking midfield, false 9. Okay, Haaland's special case. I'm not going to argue about him. He plays down the middle. Gundogan could play attacking midfield or DM. Bernardo Silva, he's even played left back this season, Bernardo Silva, but he plays attacking midfield or right wing, or up on the right. Okay, Grealish, he plays on the left. Mahrez plays on the right. They could switch. I don't think there's a problem there. Alvarez can play on the right or the left, I think. He can play, I think, as an attacking midfielder or as a striker. But we want as a second striker. I think that's where we want him. But I think he's got that versatility in him. Gomez, who plays left back for us, played in an advanced role for Spain in the under-21 Euros. So, and he scored 3 goals. He actually decried his City critics and did all right. But Walker just fills one role, and that's it, right back. And Pep said that's why he wasn't one of the reasons. You know, he's a great player, but he doesn't have that versatility. And Walker, let's look at some of his numbers from last season then, okay? And then we'll look at his record at City. Now, he featured 27 times in the Premier League last season. In total, he played 39 games, okay? But, and here's the but, top player will be playing over 50 games. I think Rodri played over 50 games, okay? So, you know, I don't know how many of them are bit part games. For Walker, the season before, he played 20 times in the league. The season before that, 24. So his numbers are, you know, great. If you go back to this formidable season, he played 52 times that season. So look at his first 2 seasons, 32 league games, 33 league games. Next season, 29, then 24, because we had Cancelo, 20 and 27. And that Champions League semi-final where he started and sorted Vinicius Jr. out, no problem. You thought he's a shoo-in for the final, didn't make it for the final. And apparently he was, I think, gutted and angry. Although I don't think he showed it. So, you know, he's looking at the future. John Stones is playing that role. Rico Lewis has played that role this season instead of Kyle Walker. So where does that leave Kyle? Akanji's played on the right. And Kyle, I think he realises the future at Manchester City isn't having Kyle Walker as your number one. It's having somebody else as your number one. Kyle Walker is not on his way out, don't get me wrong. But if he played for us, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be too unhappy. But he's not going to get a lot of game time up against Johnny Stones. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. Keck says Walker's a one-trick pony. Newcastle game, he was lost. Giuseppe says just rumours for Kyle Walker, nothing concrete. Walker can play centre-back. Yeah, true, but it's not versatile for the way Pep wants, I think, in a 3, very good for England. All speculation coming from Germany so far. Their number one priority is Harry Kane. I accept that. Walker going out, Pavard coming in, says Sean. Yeah, I've heard that. I might talk about Pavard tomorrow. Well, I'll talk a little bit about him today. Ivan says losing Walker is fine, but we can't keep losing too many senior players like this with 6 weeks to go. I totally understand. Gwendolf says, it's not the style of player Pep wants. He wants the inverted fullback. Walker is not that style of player. Funny Bayern didn't want Cancelo, now looking at Walker as sitting now their feeder club instead of Dortmund. Well, look, if Walker goes there, he's got a very, very good chance of winning the German league. I mean, look what Walker's won since he left Spurs at City. 5 Premier League titles in 6 seasons. Not bad. 2 FA Cups. 4 Carabao Cups. 2 Community Shields. And he has won himself 1 Champions League trophy. And Daniel Levy and all the Spurs fans were laughing at that they'd mug City off for 50-odd million quid for Kyle Walker 6 years ago. They ain't laughing now. Absolutely not. No, sirree. They ain't laughing now because Walker shown how good he is. And there's people talking about Walker as being the best Premier League right back ever. Not in the top 3, but ever. So that's high praise for Kyle Walker. That's the level he is. But that 15 million quid, I understand Pep won't stand in people's way. He'll let them go. But 15 million quid, come on. I would say to Kyle Walker, hey, we're not going to stand in your way. You want to go, fine. But we want a proper transfer fee. 25, 30 million is what we want. 15 million doesn't cut it. And if Bayern won't pay it, we ain't selling you to them. Okay, City should stand their ground, get a decent amount of money for Kyle Walker. Yeah, I'd be disappointed. I really would be disappointed if Walker goes right now because, although, as I said, we've got Akanji's played there, Rico Lewis has played there. Maybe he is the future. Johnny Stones has played there. You could argue we've got lots of players, but we don't want to lose senior players, and that's what Ivan said. It's what I said a few days ago as well. I said it last summer. We don't want to lose too many senior players at the same time. Look, could be losing Walker, Mahrez, Laporte. Okay, we've already lost Gundogan. We could be losing Bernardo Silva. That's 5 senior players. Cancelo's a pile of, so I'd say 6. I include Cancelo 6. We've got Kovacic so far. That's it. Now, if we get Guardiola, fantastic. That's 2 players. But we still lost 6 for 2. You need more bodies. Absolutely, you do need more bodies. One good thing I'll mention about Kovacic potentially. Kovacic arriving and Gundogan leaving. We lopped off 3.5 years of the age. What's the word? Not average, but total age of the City squad. Okay, 3.5 is not a lot, but it's something. If Pavard comes for Walker, that's another 6 years. It's the best part of 10 years we've lopped off the age of the squad. It's not bad. Still not 1 year per player. If you've got a 20-player squad, that's half a year. But still, you're lopping off. We had an aging squad. You got to accept that. Mahrez is in his 30s. KDB's in his 30s. Bernardo's nearly 30. And Gundogan was in his 30s. So we had some players that were, going over, not over the hill, but getting old. And when your midfield has KDB and Gundogan, who are both over 30, when your right wingers, Mahrez and who's over 30, and Bernardo, who's almost 30, you got to worry a little bit within a year or two. Most of those players won't be here. So maybe it is the right time to get a younger body in Pavard instead of Walker. I can't remember what his extension is. I can't remember. I thought, he still had at least a year left on his contract. Let's have a look. Let's pull up some details on Walker. Well, Thomas Tuchel's after Walker. Walker was selected in the UEFA Champions League team of the tournament, but he only played about 3 games in a few minutes than others. He had I read somewhere, was it 280 minutes out of over 1,100? He's got to be unhappy. He's not playing those big games. Okay. Yeah. So, but as I said, he's played a good number of games in his 6 seasons at City. He's played 254 games. I think 254 in 6 seasons. That's an average of about 42.5 games per season. It's not bad. It's a decent return. But as I said, his game time has dropped off from a high of 52, then to 42, 42, 31, as Cancelo had played a bit of right back, and last season, 39. So, yeah, I can understand why he's got to look at his situation. Maybe our medical department knows something we don't. Well, here's the other thing. Remember that video I talked about where Ferran Soriano was talking about an N shape. Okay, so let's get me shape right like that. So you want a manager and a player who's on the up. Okay, you're okay with them on the plateau. You don't want them on the way down. And he talks about Ronaldinho and said they had an offer to sell him for 60 million euros, and they waited a year, and a lot of problems. He was sold for 25 million euros, and they said, you've got to sell players before they go, past their sell-by date. You still get good money, and the players moved on, and you're not lumbered with somebody. Look at who we've got rid of recently before they went over the hill too far. Sterling has done nothing at Chelsea. Even David Silva, I wanted him to start another season, but he went off. He's not pulled up any trees, really. Delph, pile of poo, and a few others who have gone. So, you know, in this City system, an average player can look good. And when they leave City, they're back to being average. And that's what they look, average. So, yeah, I mean, you think about someone like Delph who could achieve what he achieved at City. Playing at left back when he's a DM, really. So yeah, you don't want to have players on the way down. Now, you could argue in a year's time, Gundogan might be disappeared. But hey, we didn't have a contract with him, so you know he went. With Walker, it's obviously different. In a year's time, Walker's pace might have gone. I doubt it. He's still talking about it. Walker has been the fastest player in the league. What's Giuseppe saying? Let's put my thing up. If Leroy Sané wanted to come back, would City fans want him? Can't see it. No, it's not. Well, it's not going to happen. It's a moot point, as far as I'm concerned. You know, he defied Pep. Pep wanted to keep him. And also, he wouldn't listen to Pep in games the way Pep wanted. So, I can't see him coming back. And I can't see City fans, as on a whole, I don't think City fans want him back. You know, that ship has sailed. But let's look at Pavard then. I mean, there's talk of Pavard coming in. Pavard, obviously French international World Cup winner. He's got I can't remember who was against, but a stonking long-range goal that really catapulted him, in my knowledge, into a bit of fame. So he started off at Lille in France, went to Stuttgart, Bayern Munich. He's played 111 times. Hey, my drink arrived. Thank you, young man. Oh, it's a hot drink. And he's got 8 goals. Wow. It's hot. And obviously at France, he's played a bundle of times. Now, one thing about Pavard, I mean, he plays at right back, but he can also play centre back. So there's that little bit of versatility. So everybody likes that bit of versatility. As I said, he's won plenty in his time at Bayern. He's not played all the games either, but he's had 4 seasons at Bayern, and he's played 162 games. Now, he's not played in. He's not played in the League Cup. I don't think they have a League Cup in Germany. So, obviously, Walker's League Cup exploits, gives him another ton of games, because Walker in the League Cup has played 18 times, 19 times. So that gives him overall in the last, you're actually not measuring the same. They both played about 41, 42 games a season over the last few seasons. So, but it's interesting. Let's have a look at Pavard's honour roll. Or can I find his honour roll? Okay. When he went to Stuttgart, I can tell you now, I don't expect him. I don't think he's won anything at Stuttgart. They might win a cup, but that's about it. At Bayern, he's won all the league titles. He's been there 4 years. He's won 4 league titles. But he's, you might win the cup or something, but I don't think it's anything fancy, really. What he's won, I can't see it on Wiki. Here we go. Honours. Stuttgart won Bundesliga 2 in 2017. Bayern Munich, as I said, won the Bundesliga 4 times. They've won the DFB Pokal Cup once. They won the Super Cup 3 times. Pavard's been there. Obviously, he's won the Champions League once, Super Cup once, and FIFA Club World Cup once. And with France, he's won the World Cup in 2018. He was runner-up in 2022. And he won the UEFA Nations League in 2021. Question is, guys, Yeah, Argentina. Would you want Pavard for Walker? You know, as I said, personally, I'd rather keep Walker. But remember, Walker hasn't got too much time in front of him. And if we can get Pavard at 27, regen and renew and move on. And that's what I think it's going to be. My apologies if you thought I'd be buzzing tonight. I've deliberately not had any coffee. I've got to get some sleep tonight. The old workhorse that is me needs a bit of a rest for a while. I've got to get up early, go a lot of work. I'm absolutely snowed under. Did 6 shows today, and that's I think the third one I could feel it. I was flagging at this school, and I did a 4th one in the afternoon, and then I went to another school in the evening for their evening party or event, and did 2 more or 1.5 shows there. I was doing the second one, and then people went off to see the teachers had this band, some of them, so the kids went off there. But so yeah, a lot of hard work. I've got to go to Nottingham tomorrow. I come home from Nottingham, and then I've got to go to near Cardiff in the evening. And on Sunday I am in a theatre in South Wales, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm I told you I'd be a bit more subdued tonight. Are we really after Walker replacement? We would be keeping him if we wanted him. We would be playing. Yeah, I think we're playing a different formation. You need a bit more versatility, and as Pep said, Walker doesn't have it. The thing is, what you can't do in football, certainly at this level, is stand still. You've got to keep evolving, developing, changing style, changing tactics, and inevitably changing personnel. As I said, losing that many players in a short space of time is going to be tough. But hey, 2019 company left. We coped. I think we coped. We lost David Silva. We coped. We lost Aguero. We coped. We lost Fernandinho. And guess what? We coped. And before all that, we lost Yaya Toure. Sound like a broken record. We coped. So whatever is thrown at us, we've got by. We've better than got by. We've done really well to win so many league titles. The one constant that hasn't changed and mustn't change is Pep Guardiola. Mustn't change because he is the man. Sean says that can't see Walker going to Bayern to play second fiddle again to Pavard. Maybe Pavard is on his way to City. Well, that's where you'd expect it to happen. You know, you're absolutely right, Sean. Why would Walker go there just to sit on the bench and to be back up? There's so many better options, including staying at City. You know, you've been here 6 years. You're going to shed a lot of trophies. You expect to be winning more, and you know you were at Manchester. But maybe also he wants to get out of the UK because of the paparazzi, the press, and they're always following him around looking for stories. So maybe that's part of his thinking. Last couple of minutes, guys, because I'm absolutely bushed. I can feel myself flagging. Top of the league says, I think we have Rico. Was not good against Saints. But the team around him was poor. I think Gomez will come on in this year. He took all Spain set pieces in under 21 champs. Yeah, got to give people a chance. If Gomez does come through, that'd be fantastic for City. He just gives Pep options. As I said, Pep's got to keep developing. And his current favourite system, it seems to be that inverted fullback. Or inverted wingers and inverted fullbacks, but you know, your fullback coming into midfield and just playing as a additional DM to work with Rodri and to beat press and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the players we've got, what's going to happen with Walker. I'm bushed, guys. And, you know, whether he stays or leaves. But I'll try and do a video tomorrow rounding up things again. I will talk about Walker. There's Ben Mendy thing been going on. That split the fan base, as you'd expect. Ben Mendy was found not guilty of the offences that he was charged with. And some of the fans aren't happy. Can't wait for the inverted goalkeeper. I don't know. All right, guys, that's it. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm going to go and get some shut-eye. Well deserved. See you around, Blues. Take it easy, guys.